Hey guys, and happy New Year's. I know I haven't done a long form video in a while. I've been doing a lot of short form, especially for Vlogmas. As you guys probably saw, I did a lot of short form videos, so I wanted to get on here and just do a little long form video to catch up with you guys. There hasn't been much going on in my life recently. I've just continued homeschooling Levi. For those who don't know, I am currently homeschooling Levi, and he just finished his math course, and he just has his ELA to complete, and then I'm going to be adding science and social studies for his class. So that's new with him. Isaac, he just turned 4 on December 27th, and he doesn't start school until next year. So I have been doing like little books for him to do, like workbooks and worksheets, just for him to try to get used to doing school at home for when his time comes. And sorry guys, the light is gonna be going in and out because the sun, it's a cloudy day today. But yeah guys, the boys right now are down to take their nap, and I'm just about to read a book. I'm currently reading Kingdom's Dawn by Chuck Black. This is the first book in, I think it's a 6-book series. It's pretty short, so I think it's going to be a quick read. I still have to finish Powerless. I have been reading that one, but I'm the type of person that I like reading books here and there. I don't like to just have one book to read, and I was really wanting to read this because I heard so many good reviews from this book, and it's faith-based as well, which I love. So I'm really excited to read this. I actually started it last night. I think I read 2 chapters. Yeah, 2 chapters last night, but I was falling asleep, so I was like, let me just continue it today. I have been getting back into reading. I kind of slacked in the fall time, to be honest. In the summertime, I was reading really good, but then I slacked. But I want to get back into reading, so I'm going to do that. And then today, I don't really know what we're going to be doing. My sister's coming over to sleep over this weekend with her son, so I don't know what we're going to end up doing, but this probably is going to go on through like a week in my life or something like that. We'll see. But I just wanted to get back on here, talk to you guys a little bit. If there's anything else you guys want to see, just let me know in the comments. I do want to get back also into my fashion videos. I was doing really good with that, and then I stopped also because I was going to do Vlogmas, so I was like, not to have too much on my plate. So I just stopped doing that, but I'll probably get back into that in the coming month. But yeah guys, I am going to read now, and then depending when I stop reading, I usually stop reading once the boys wake up. I'll let you guys know what I think so far of the book, and I'll give you guys a little update on where I left off. So right now I'm in chapter 4, but it's so good so far. If you like faith-based, like fantasy, medieval time, fiction, then I think you guys will like this kind of book. It is more for like, I say for the YA, it's more like young adult. I'd say it's not like, I don't explain it, but basically it's like YA. And the reading is really easy to read. The words, let me show you guys, as you probably saw earlier, the words are pretty good size, so they're not like really tiny. It just gives like YA book, you know, young adult, juvenile, teen, you know, that's what it gives. But also the way that the author writes, this is my first time reading a book from Chuck Black. The way he writes also is like very intriguing, like it sucks you in, like you want to keep reading more. And I love how he correlates like biblical story into his fiction story. Like the dad, I'm not trying to give too much, but basically like one of the stories that he kind of added into here in a different way was Adam and Eve's story. But I just love how he talks about like God, and about his kingdom, and like what our purpose in life is. Basically, I feel like that's what the main plot of the story is. Like, the main character is trying to find his purpose in life and how he's supposed to serve basically God. And his dad, he asked his dad like, oh, what is my purpose then? Like, I'm young, like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And his dad is like, you're gonna have to figure that out on your own. And I feel like that's very relatable as a Christian. Like, I grew up in a Christian home. For those who don't know me that well, I grew up in a Christian home, and I feel like when you grow up in a Christian home, obviously it doesn't make you Christian, because you can grow up in a Christian home and not live as a Christian. And I feel like always one thing in my head was like, okay, I grew up in a Christian home, and I felt like I needed to be perfect in a way, because I didn't want people to think wrong of me, and then that affect my parents. And I know that's also like bad, because it's like I'm an individual also, like I shouldn't have to worry about what other people think. But I feel like that was during my youth. I feel like that's what it felt like I had to be perfect, because then they were gonna talk bad about my parents, or like my parents, were going to then feel bad that I wasn't like as fully into God as they probably wanted me to be. And I feel like the good thing about this book, that it makes you think of like, what is the purpose that you have in life, and what does God want you to do with your life. And I feel like that's something that everyone struggles with, like, oh, what am I supposed to do, what am I here for? And a lot of Christians, I feel like, always struggle with that, especially Christians are born in a Christian home. I feel like that's something that we tend to struggle with a lot, because I talk with my sisters about this also, and we all talk about the same thing. And it's crazy because we all grew up in a Christian home, in the same household, obviously, but it's crazy seeing, it's 6 of us, and we each, in a way, had our own thoughts and our own like experience as living in a Christian home. But at the same time, we have a lot of similarities. But it's crazy to see like how each individual sees their life in a way, or like sees their upbringing differently than what you see it. Yeah, but I like this because it does make you think a lot. And I like books that make you think and make you reflect in your own life, and then apply what you learn from this and apply it to your own life as well. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. It's long, but that's my spiel for now. Hey guys, so it's been a few days since I last talked to you guys. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on Kingdom's Dawn. I finished it, I think, the day after I recorded the video, the little clip you guys last saw. And I'm gonna give this book, I think I'm gonna do a 4.8, just because I haven't read the other series. So I think when I rate the whole entire series, I'm gonna rate it as a series, and I'm gonna rate it like book by book. But the first book is so good. Like I told you guys previously, like it's obviously faith-based, and it's like a medieval. I think that's what I'm going to call it, more than fantasy. It's more medieval. And I mean, you guys can probably tell from the cover, but it literally is so good. Especially like if you're looking for a book that is more like faith-based and that makes you think about like your relationship with God, then I would say to pick up this book and give it a try, and then let me know what you guys think. But I loved it. I am now currently reading, or continuing to read, Powerless. The second part of this book is going to be coming later on in the month. January 24th is what it said. It actually just shipped out today. So while I'm waiting for that book to arrive, I am going to continue reading Powerless. I started reading it, and then I kind of stopped reading it. Not because it's bad. It is really good. And especially where I am right now. I was reading last night, and it's getting so good. But it's like one of those books that's pretty big. Let me show you guys. So it's like this thick. I guess it's not like huge, but it's the biggest book I've read so far. So, or I've been reading so far. So yeah, I am literally like halfway through the book, and it's getting so good. I almost didn't want to go to sleep last night to keep reading, but I obviously have to do school with LiQWYD today, so I can't be doing that. So I am going to continue reading it. So far, it's so good. I love like the storyline also in this book, and this one is more fantasy based, but it's more like fantasy romance, and I love it so much. So I know a lot of people have read it and have liked it. There's some people that have like other opinions, obviously, that don't enjoy because they say it's not as much fantasy as they wanted it to be. But for me, it is the right amount of like fantasy and romance, especially for me starting to get into fantasy, because it's the first fantasy book I have read so far. So I know I'm going to enjoy it, and I already have on my cart the other books of the series that I want to get once I'm done with this as well. But it is getting so good, and I'm so excited. So now I am going to, I already gave the boys their breakfast. I'm going to have my coffee, and I'm going to then get Levi ready for school. I don't know if I am going to record a little bit of what I do with him for school. And this week I actually started little by little, like incorporating Isaac and having him doing some like tracing and teaching him like the numbers from 1 through 5, just so I can get him used to school once he turns 5. Obviously he's going to be starting school, so I want him to get accustomed to it and get a little like head start. So I am going to be doing that, guys. Man, the part of Kai and his brother Jax towards the end of the trial, I was almost about to get mad. I'm not saying what happened, but those who know. But man, I was about to get mad at this, but I was like, heck no, how dare they? But it is really good so far. I'm in page 278. It is so good. It has me hooked right now. And if you guys hear the boys are in the background, they're in their room playing Nintendo, so they're entertained. I'm entertaining myself reading. But yeah, guys, it is so good so far, but I'm curious as to what's gonna happen next, because technically I guess the trials are done, but there's still a lot going on clearly on this book. And then there's obviously I think two or three more books after this one in the series, so I want to know what's gonna happen, so I'm gonna keep on reading.